don't know how well you can see that, but I just went to move that piece of paracord so I can hang something up, and there's a dragonfly that's just emerged from its, wherever it emerges from. I don't know if I want to move this paracord because it doesn't seem to be able to fly at the moment. I'm just trying to decide what to do. I got the tarpaul sorted, got me some wood, bushwhacked. Thing is, the weather's so changeable, it looks like rain clouds are moving in, so I think I may just hang around here for a while to see what happens. I mean, if it's going to pour rain, I don't want to be hooting a boat. The intention is to portage over to Little Canoe Lake, where I walked to yesterday afternoon without the camera. Well, I'll say walked, I boated, and then I walked in. It's like 700 meters to a log canoe. Is a really small lake, very picturesque. It's got a nice little camp spot. So that's about my only plan for today, and maybe see if I can do a little bit of fishing. From what I've seen, most of the fishing is on the other shore and down that way a bit, where it's a bit rockier and a little steeper here. It looks like you can go out forever before it gets deep. I see a beaver going by every once in a while, and I never have the camera. Yesterday when I was napping and reading, I woke up and I moved. I didn't look out there. I just hear this kabang. And I look over, and of course it's a beaver that I had startled. When they're startled, they go underwater, and if you know a beaver, they've got a big roundish flat tail. They just slap it on the water when they go under. It sounds like a boom. If you don't know what it is, it scares the crap out of you. I've been fishing in a boat with electric motors, and like early in the morning, and you're kind of surprised. I once had a beaver that came up beside the boat. Of course, we weren't looking. We were thinking about something else. It sees the boat and then goes right underneath again by banging its tail, and I think my dad was with me, and both of us almost jumped out of the boat in fright. You know what they are. It's just a sudden, it's suddenly quiet. It's not suddenly, it's quiet, it's peaceful. It's just sunrise, there's mist coming off the water. It's just your perfect morning, and suddenly, kabang! It's an easy way to soil your underwear anyway. Yeah, I said this yesterday, this hammock is great. It is a game changer. I've got my solar charger out while there's some sun. And my phone's at 95%, so I'm just topping it up, the same as my Garmin InReach. I'm just really interested to see how well this works. Garmin. I turned it off last night. Otherwise, it's been on since I came out here. So, while there was sun, may as well use it. Little frog there. Don't know if you can see it or not. It just blends in. It's a tiny little guy. I'll just show you the tarp. V3. Horizontal than it was, so it doesn't catch quite as much wind. I still had to take all the stuff off the line because stuff that was hanging and drying, because was really blowing around. And pretty well everything is dry anyway. Stuff here I have to make sure it doesn't blow away. This new tripod I got is great. It's made by Mephoto, M-E-F-O-T-O. I can't remember what this model is called, but it is the lightest. It's like a hikers or backpackers or something. They've got one more, well, maybe not one more, but they've got another one that's slightly heavier. I think it's 2.3, 2.4 pounds. This thing weighs 2 pounds. Now after I ordered it on Amazon, I read a lot of bad comments about it. They say, oh, the legs are always coming loose and this or that. It's all a matter of getting to know how to use it. You have to be patient, you have to be methodical. You can't just expect, a normal tripod you can set up really quickly, but this thing is so versatile. It folds up really small. And this piece right here comes off. Let's see if I can do it here. And becomes an extendable selfie stick. So right here, the camera, there's a piece that bolts onto the camera, and it'll connect into this. And this stick right here can extend up to probably 2 feet. And these legs, multi-position legs, I think they extend roughly 4 feet. There's 4 different, inside the legs, there's 4 different leg sections. The way you extend them is you twist, and they each twist individually. That's why people have a bit of trouble. They say, oh, it keeps falling down on me, but what happens is if you don't twist it again, and each different segment has to be lock twisted, then it won't stay out. That's how small it is when it folds up. And to give you some perspective, there it is in my hand. Not focus. There's my hand. As I say, it weighs about 2 pounds. Fully extended. The legs completely extended and the top completely extended. I think it's either 6 or 6'5". And the legs go in about 3 different positions, so you can get it really stable. I didn't think I was going to like it. I just love it. It's as a travel tripod. It's pretty well all you'll ever need, I figure. Seems to be durable. This is the second trip I've had it on. So far, so good. That is it fully extended. Now I'm wrong because the top piece comes up to my nose and I'm 6'1", so it's slightly under 6 foot. I don't have it mounted right now, but underneath the vertical piece there's a little device to hang on to a weight or something like that. So for instance, because this is a pretty light tripod, and if you had a really light camera like a GoPro and it was blowing around, or you were worried about it blowing around, you can mount something heavy like a dry bag or just something on the bottom to give it a bit more support. Here you have the legs at the most extreme angle. So that's pretty good. That's going to stay there, it ain't going to blow around. Now, as I say, you can use the vertical piece as a selfie stick, and the tripod comes with a mount for a camera. I mean, not a camera, a cell phone. And it also comes with a Bluetooth remote, so you can activate the camera on the selfie stick from the remote. I don't have that here, but I've tried it and it works alright. And I don't use my cell phone for much photography. Basically, I'm using this camera. I brought my GoPro, 2 GoPros to Canada with me, and I got it now, and I brought it to Eastern Pines. I haven't used it. I've just been using this camera. Well, that's what's coming at me, gray sky. So is this a weather report that said 10% chance of rain and gentle winds? Well, I guess I better get prepared for rain. I was actually expecting to be blowing with the wind a bit more. The camp is directly behind me. Interested to know. I'm always interested to know something. How strong this wind is. Just so I can judge. You can say, oh, 10 kilometers an hour, no problem. 15 kilometers an hour, no problem. 20 kilometers an hour, bit of a problem. One of the problems is this fishing rod is so long and the boat is so short that when the hook gets caught up, I think I may take this front hook off. I just want one bass for supper. Just a small bass. Blowing into the shore. Fish on. First fish. I think it's a bass. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, it's a largemouth bass. Let it get a bit tired. It's actually a nice, it looks like a nice size one. Boy, it's really bitten this hook too. I better watch my fingers. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Oh yeah. Well, I think I'm just gonna quit right now and eat this guy. Man, oh man. What do they say? Kiss my bass? Wow. I mean, you couldn't script it any better, could you? What is this, maybe 1.5 pounder? I mean, that's perfect for what I want. I don't want anything too big. I just want something to provide one meal. If it was too big, I would have released it. Poor guy. I wasn't prepared with a stringer or nothing. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Make sure it's tied on. Make sure he's not going to get away. Holy crow. It's fighting on the stringer pretty good. Let's get out of here without getting my rods caught in anything. Well, I wasn't expecting to catch anything quite that big. Oh! Rodney! You dickhead! I didn't tie that tight enough. Oh! Sean. This is about 10 minutes after that first one. He's actually pulling the boat. It's not as big as the first one, I don't think. Yeah, he's putting up a good fight, so maybe it is. No, it's quite a bit smaller. Another largemouth bass. Kiss my bass. Well, this is still an eater. And I ain't gonna lose this one. I learned the lesson the first time. I only need to screw it one time to learn a lesson. I'm gonna do it the proper way. Rather than tie it, put a loop. Put the loop there. There is no way he can get away. Just make sure I tie it tight to this one. Well, let's see if I can get a bigger one. This is a nice little spot though. That's on a floating rapella. Well, I guess it's kind of sort of fitting that the first fish I catch is a nice one and it does get away. So it's the second one, it's a bit smaller. Unless I get a bigger one, I'll be eating that one. I haven't fished in years and years. I kind of lost the urge. I used to fish a lot with my dad. But now I'm actually fishing to eat. I mean, I won't starve if I don't get it, but I've been planning on adding to my food. And I've got some fish crisp. I'm willing to, not willing, I want to. I want to try that out. I've never caught many largemouth bass, and my experience is mostly smallmouth bass. So that's kind of why I figured here would be smallmouth bass. I always pictured largemouth bass in weeds and reeds and all that kind of stuff. This is a nice little part of the lake out of the wind. Neither fish I caught particularly close to shore. Ah, bite. Smallmouth bass. You know, I was used to cast as close to the shore as you could, and quite often that's where you'd get the strikes. That largemouth bass with both of them, beautiful colors on them. And in the States they get pretty big ones, but it's all in warm, muddyish water. I'm guessing this thing is going to taste really good. The question is, should I be retrieving quickly or retrieving slowly? I mean, both of those, it was just normal, I would say. $5.34. Wouldn't mind getting one or two more. Of course, I wouldn't keep them all. I'm just going to keep one, but it would be nice just to get a couple more, and then I could go back to camp really happy. I can't complain about two. Especially that first one. First two fish on brand new rod, brand new reel, brand new everything. I got a shitload of new stuff. This rod I'm using is a St. Croix travel rod. It splits into 4 pieces. I think it's 6'6". Divide that by 4. This reel is a Shimano Sedona 2500. It's using the new line, which I've never even heard of before. That's just because I haven't kept up. I'm used to monofilament, and this is, I think it's braided, and it's a lot thinner when you compare it test for test with monofilament. Monofilament 10-pound test would be quite a bit thicker than this. You see, originally, because I was sort of going ultralight, I was going to get 6-pound test. But this 10-pound test, I hope I'm using the right term, braided, it's significantly thinner than 10-pound test monofilament. It's quite a bit more expensive. I don't really know how much it costs, but that's all the salesman said to me. It would be nice to get the hit on camera, because the last two, the only two, I turned the GoPro after I had the fish on. I don't know if I'll get anything casting out. I think it's better when you cast towards shore. Well, both fish I caught almost the same time. So this is the second one, a bit smaller than the first one. This is the one I'm going to eat. Poor little guy, I kind of feel bad. But you're going to be my supper. Okay. Well, we had a successful fish. Caught 2. This is the smallest one, smaller one. The first one I landed it, and when I put it on the stringer I didn't tie it very well and it got away. I'm kind of glad it did, but look at this one. Okay. Kiss my bass. This is going to be a nice pan fry. It's going to fit in my pan perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it in the water. I'm going to get a fire going, and once I've got coals and stuff, I'll clean this up and you'll get to watch me fill it. I'll see how well I can fill it with my bushcraft knife. I opted not to buy a filleting knife because that's just one more thing to carry. So we'll see what happens. It's probably overkill on the birch bark. But I have a shitload of it. Excuse my language. I have a whole bunch of it. So. Ancient Chinese fire lighting secret. Bic lighter. Okay, well first let's kill it. Okay. So I'm going to fillet it. Slice along its backbone. When you get here, you go all the way through, all the way down at the tail. Then you just go along its ribs. It's been a while since I've done one of these. One, I'm just going to have to take the skin off in a sec. Same thing on the other side. This knife seems to be doing a pretty good job. I'm going to have to give this log just a little bit of a cleaning. Although I moved away from camp. Now this is where a filleting knife would do a really good job. I'm missing a little bit. Yeah, not too bad. There you go. Well, I think I'm gonna have a celebratory drink. I got Bailey's knockoff, Canadian stuff. It's more chocolatey than Bailey's Irish Cream. Darned if I can remember the name because it would be great product placement. Anyway, I've got it in a half-liter platypus. So this is to the 2 fish that I caught. Again, it's a confidence builder, knowing that I'm doing the right thing. I kind of sat around all day saying, oh, it's going to be difficult to fish out of that boat, this or that. And when I finally got at her, within 15 minutes of throwing out a line, I had 2 fish in the boat. Of course, after that, I didn't catch any more, but oh. This Bailey's knockoff, it's made in Ontario. What I'll do is I'll put some text above the text. As I say, it's a little chocolatier. I think it tastes better. It's like half the price. And I was going to get some Bailey's. I look at a small bottle of Bailey's, and right beside it is this stuff, a bottle twice the size, and it was almost, well, if you double the Bailey's, it would have been 30% less than double the Bailey's price. Okay, we're ready to start cooking. I've got fish crisp, and I added a little bit more pepper. I think this is the original fish crisp recipe. Got it from Canadian Tire. Look at those two. Talk about pan fry. That's perfect for that pan. I can tell you one thing, it's not going to take long to cook. This may need a glove, I think. This is going to be delicioso. Fresh caught fish. It's in canola oil. Look at that background for a kitchen, eh? Can't get it much better than this. Oh yeah, it's nice. It's a nice color. Again, I've been dreaming about this for a long time. Catching a fish and cooking it. I used to do this with my dad when I was a boy. Up until maybe, 18, 19, and 20. I've only seen the 2 boats today. One of them very briefly, they went into that portage. A while ago I thought I heard some voices coming from that direction, which would mean they're coming back from their portage, but haven't seen them. Then another couple who were, when I say couple, 2 guys, one was fly fishing. They were sure moving slowly along the shore. I gotta watch it, this plate is plastic. Oops, I lost that. Moment of truth. Let's not drop this on the ground, Rod. Don't drop it. Holy moly. Oh, I missed eating fresh fish so much. Faye, that's my girlfriend. If you're watching this is really good. My girlfriend's Filipina, hence they love fish. You know, it's a country of 7,000 and some islands, so fish and seafood is a natural part of their diet. And that's one thing I like about her is we love fish, shellfish, Japanese sushi, that kind of stuff. We get fairly fresh fish in Saudi Arabia, but this was alive. Well, wasn't even dead 1 minute before I started cleaning it. Well, one little bone. Actually, 2, 3, 4. Just little ones. Not like a pike. Oh. I'm impressed with the fish crisp though, because this fish is crisp. I probably don't need my glove on anymore, but I just may start dancing. Yeah, I'm a bit rusty with philodine. I remembered most of it, it's just a fine detail. Didn't take long, as you noticed. Wow. When I was planning these trips, I was hoping to catch trout. Like brook trout, I think it is. I knew I may catch, but I was thinking smallmouth bass. Never did I think of largemouth bass. I don't really want to catch pike. Pike are good to eat, but they're very bony. You have to do the 5 filleting method. The thing is, they're a pain in the ass sometimes to get the hooks out of their mouth. Good way to cut your finger. Good way to puncture my boat. Thing I like about bass is, once they're tired, you get them to the boat, you just can grab their bottom lip and work with it there. Both smallmouth and largemouth, you can do that. Just make sure when you grab their lip that you're decisive about it. You don't do it too slowly, because if they start to shake, it's a good way to get a hook in the mouth. In the finger, hand. Wow. I think with a trout you wouldn't have to skin it. Just fillet it, but you don't take the skin off at the end. And the thing I like about, I think it's brook trout I'm thinking of, not lake trout. Because they tend to be small anyway, they're perfect pan fries. In fact, you could just gut it if it's small enough and maybe take the head off and sort of cook it like I did, but in one piece. Mmm. Yeah, I got to start looking at the lens. Lens selfie, lens selfie. So sorry if you guys think I'm looking over your shoulder or something like that, but and this is a perfect size for me. Perfect. I'm glad that bigger one got away. When I say got away, got off the stringer. One, it was the first one I caught, so it's fitting it was released. And two, I didn't really need one that big. That was so good. Let's not cut my tongue off.